Last season, the James brothers had some of the most impressive freshman seasons of all time, with Jayson leading the charge on the football field, winning the Heisman and carrying the team to the national championship, where they would then sadly lose to Ohio State. Filling them with revenge as they hit the gridiron for their sophomore seasons. Basketball had a happier ending, however, as the boys led the Tar Heels to an undefeated season, capping it off with a March Madness victory behind James Naismith award-winning season, having him slotted as the #1 pick in the NBA draft if he didn't decide to return to the school, but the boys have unfinished business. It's time to run it back and see if these boys can successfully go 2 for 2 this time. Ooh, I'm lit. I ain't even to the function yet, and I'm lit. On my mama, we finna be turned tonight. Yo, my brother, what's good?
Yo, Jason, where you at? People asking for you.
I was just taking some shots at the crib. I'm finna be on the way right now.
Hey, get you an Uber, bro. I hear that slur.
Nah, bro, I'm straight. It's down the street. I'm gonna be straight, for real, for real.
All right, be safe. Hit me when you get here.
Ooh, hold on. I gotta play this hoe. Turn me up, jog. We won the Natty. My brother won the Naismith. What y'all telling me can't be true though. Tell him, Jai. Shit.
Breaking news. Coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina as a Heisman winner and national championship point guard, Jayson James has tragically passed away in a car accident. No further details can be shared at this time, but it is believed to be a drunk driving incident. Such a sad ending to what was such a promising beginning.
This news shocked the world. Coming off being the best running back in the nation and the top 10 point guard on the court, everyone was eager to see Jayson take the next step and continue to grow into a pro. Even more importantly though, we can't even hope to know how Jayden is feeling right now, not only losing his right-hand man on the court and the field, but his lifelong best friend and brother. Jayden would take some time to himself before he decided that college ball just wouldn't be the same without Jayson. He would inform the nation that he would be leaving UNC for the NBA draft to try to move on to the next chapter in his life. Now it's full basketball mode as the Wolves ended up sweeping the Bucks in the NBA Finals, as we take a look at the Jayden sweepstakes at the bottom of the league to see who's going to be competing for that #1 pick, and oh Lord have mercy on the NBA. The Spurs win the lottery as a play-in team to go ahead and select Jayden with the #1 pick, pairing him up with the third-year Victor Wembanyama coming into this season as a 94 overall off of a Defensive Player of the Year season. The league is going to have to beg for mercy against this front court duo, with Jayden filled with anger and rage from his brother's untimely passing and Jeremy Sohan graciously giving up the #10 so he can honor his brother. The Spurs are projected to be a playoff team with Wemby on MVP watch. Let's see if Jayden can meet the lofty expectations that come with being the #1 pick. First game of the season is going to come against the Grizzlies and Ja Morant, and Ja's going to welcome Jayden to the league by smacking the first ever 3 of the season. Spurs are back on offense, and Jayden's going to go ahead and hit a deep step back, matching Ja's 3 and showing his extended range early on in his rookie season, where the Spurs are going to go ahead and run the offense through Wemby. He's going to find Keldon Johnson for an easy wide open dunk, but Ja's going to come back down and smack an open mid-range. Wemby's working on Jaren Jackson in the post, where he goes with his fadeaway, and in year 3 his offensive game is a lot more polished. The Spurs are going to be looking to run the offense through him for a majority of the season as he misses, but he's going to get his own layup and go back up. He's going to find Jay cutting toward the basket, and he's going to hit his signature Euro to go ahead and extend that lead. We're going to advance to the second quarter, where Jayden would finally get subbed back in. They have Sohan at the 1. They run the pick and roll, and Jayden's able to get an easy wide open dunk, but the Grizzlies will score a few back-to-back buckets, and then Bane would hit this 3 right before half to go ahead and tie it up at 20 apiece, where Bane is giving them a bucket. Wemby is playing solid, but the Spurs are going to have to pick it up on the offensive end if they want to win this game. They go with the pick and roll, and Jayden's able to get a step back to go ahead and give them the lead back, where he's currently shooting 100%, but he's going to get caught celebrating as Ja finds his man down the court for an open dunk. Looking a little different this season, as Jayson will usually be running the roll, but now it's Jayden. He's going to throw it up to Wemby for the lob. Nearing the end of the third quarter though, Bane is going to smack this 3 to extend the Grizzlies lead to 9 points. As we advance to the fourth quarter, they're now up a whole 13. The Spurs have been struggling all game to find their offense, and Ja Morant's going to go ahead and sink another 3, stick the dagger in the Spurs, securing the game with a double-digit victory, as we had underwhelming performances from both of the stars on the Spurs. Where we're going to head to the next key game, where they're 2-2 on the season, and Jayden's going to have his toughest matchup maybe of the season against Giannis. We're going to jump into this game at 2-2, and they're going to go with the pick and roll. Wemby's going to set the screen on Giannis, and Jayden's going to take this one all the way with the Euro step, where Giannis would go down and split his free throw, so he's going to find Wemby, and he's going to shoot the shot right over the guard. Giannis is going to come down and pull with confidence though, as he's added the mid-range to his bag later in his career. Jayden's going to go ahead and answer right back though, coming down on Giannis and then hitting his signature step back jumper. Wemby's going to be in the post, where he's going to hit a solid post fade. Giannis is going to come right back down and hit another close jumper. Back and forth, it seems like the mid-range endpoints in the paint are the key, as Jayden's going to get another tough layup, but then Giannis is going to hit a crazy spin fadeaway to go ahead and end the first quarter, where Jayden would sit the whole second, and as he gets this last assist, the Spurs will go into the half up 3 points on the Bucks, where the headline has been Wemby versus Giannis respectively, putting up 16 and 10. Jayden's going to start us off with a jump shot right here, but then Giannis is going to come down on the break and finish strong at the rim to go ahead and tie up the game at 30 apiece. Just a back and forth fight right here against one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Wemby's going to go coast to coast and hit the nice Euro step to give the Spurs the lead right back, and they're going to go ahead and feed the hot hand. He's going to get the mismatch on the undersized defender, go to the post, and get an easy layup. Vassell's going to try to come off the screen, but he's going to miss the jumper. But of course, Wemby's going to get the offensive board. He's going to dribble around the paint and then go up strong on the defender for another layup, as that's his third basket in a row in this third quarter. Trying to extend the lead, Jayden's going to get a clutch strip on Giannis and push the break, where Wemby's going to go with his signature Euro step, hit the 1-2 to get the easy layup. Well, we're going to fast forward to the fourth quarter when Jayden gets subbed back in, tied at 38 apiece, and Wemby's going to hit another mid-range, absolutely on fire in the second half of this matchup. Then Jayden's going to come around his screen and get an easy dunk. With 2 minutes left, so he's going to find Wemby. He's going to take a heat check, and he's going to smack that 3 in the face. Wemby is absolutely on fire, 5 for his last 5, and he's going to go ahead and go with the ISO. Running the offense through Wemby down the stretch will be the key to the Spurs' victories. He's going to hit another mid-range jump shot right here over the defender. Wemby has 31 points tonight in the last 2 minutes, and yes, this is on Hall of Fame. Wembanyama has just developed in his third season here in the NBA. Giannis is going to go ahead and hit a fadeaway right here, but it wouldn't matter as the Spurs will go ahead and get fouled, and Jayden is going to hit both free throws to put this game on ice against the Bucks, where Giannis had a solid 8, but Wemby's 31-8 led the Spurs to a 3-2 victory. As we head to our next key game against the Suns around the middle of the season, where the Spurs are sitting atop the Western Conference and the Suns are only 2 spots behind them, Jayden and Wemby have really started to find their chemistry as he's going to start the game off with this mid-range, and I have a feeling he's going to be hot all game long as he's playing his favorite player, Kevin Durant, as he hits those 2 free throws, and then Booker's going to come down and smack the 3. This game is really important to Jayden as he's modeled his whole game around KD to get that nice Euro step to go, but Booker's going to come right back down and hit a tough layup of his own, where the Suns will get another stop, and then Grayson Allen will come down and hit a tough layup on Wemby. Grayson Allen, man, you're at the 3-point line. This Hall of Fame really be cheating. Devin Booker's going to come down and smack 2 free throws as well, and just like that, the Spurs are already down 7 in the first. Wemby's going to try and cut into the lead by hitting a fadeaway right here, but the Suns will be back on offense, and Jayden will get caught asleep. He's going to leave KD wide open for 3, and then Beal's going to come down on the fast break to get an easy dunk, where they get another stop, and he's going to hit this open mid-range to extend the lead to 12 points at the first quarter, where the Spurs are really struggling not only to get a stop, but to get anything going on offense, where Jayden would sit the whole second quarter, and when we come back to the third, they're still down 12, and Grayson Allen's going to make that 15, hitting a 3 at the top of the key right here as the Suns are absolutely on fire from the perimeter. He's going to pull that bitch from Yucatan, seeing Jayden sagging off, and he's going to go ahead and hit the 3. Jayden's going to come back down and hit a mid-range of his own, but Booker's not going to back down. Devin Booker's absolutely on fire as Wemby's able to find Jayden on the break. It's just been Jayden versus Booker, but then Wemby's finally able to get some points on the board, has KD in the post, and knows that that's a mismatch as he goes up with the easy layup. But then Booker's going to come back down, smack another off dribble 3, absolutely not giving this lead up as Jayden and Wemby are fighting with all their hearts. He's going to get this layup to end the third quarter, and as we jump back to the fourth, the Spurs are down 14, desperately trying to make a comeback as Jayden's able to get a nice dunk over the defenders right here. They're able to cut the lead down to 9, but then Booker's going to smack another crazy 3. The Spurs just have no answer for him on this game as no matter what he shoots, it just seems to go in. Jayden's going to go ahead and shoot it right over KD to bring the lead down to 9 late in this fourth quarter. On the other side of the timeout, they get a stop, and Jayden's able to get another Euro, where the defense keeps coming up clutch, and Jayden's to the cup again, going to lead to only 5 with 56 seconds left as the Spurs are desperately trying to make a comeback. Vassell's going to be in the corner, and he's going to smack that 3 to only make the lead 4 with 34 seconds left. 17 on the clock. Jayden's going to shoot a deep 3, and it's not going to go, and unfortunately, they needed that shot, and they're going to run out of time as the Suns would best the Spurs behind Booker's 28. Jayden would have 30, but it wouldn't be enough. Where a couple games later, they'd see themselves in another tight game with the Suns, but this time for the NBA Cup. This game has more meaning as Wemby tries to find Vassell for a 3, but he really gets fouled. Wemby's able to get the offensive board. He's going to try to go back up on Nurkic, but he's going to miss. He's going to get another board, and this time it's going to go in to go ahead and tie up the game at 35 in the latter stages of the third quarter. But then KD's going to go up strong and get an and 1 on Wemby to get the lead back to 3. And something tells me this game is going to go back and forth to the wire as Keldon Johnson's going to decrease the lead again. But then Booker's going to come back down and hit another 3. Back and forth scoring in this game as Jayden has Booker in the post, and that's a mismatch. He's able to get a layup right there, and as the Spurs get another stop, he goes to his go-to shot, and he's able to smack that over Booker, putting the lead to only 1 point. But Booker's going to hit a buzzer beater to end this third quarter, where with 3 minutes left in the fourth, it's 45 apiece, and they're desperately trying to win this NBA Cup game. Grayson Allen's going to smack a wide open 3, though, to make that a little bit harder. But Jayden's going to continue to cook Booker, getting an easy layup. Both games have just been a battle of Booker versus Jayden as he's going to come down and hit yet another off dribble 3. Booker just keeps pulling that bitch in Jayden's face, and it's falling. Down 4 points with 2 minutes left, the ball has to go to the star Wembanyama, and not only does he call the ISO, but he absolutely cooks Nurkic with the Euro step, decreasing the lead to 2, but then Bradley Beal's going to hit a tough mid-range bucket right here over Jayden. But fortunately, though, he's able to get fouled while driving. He's going to make the first free throw as well as the second, and their defense will get a stop. Down 2 points with 30 seconds left, he finds Vassell, and Vassell's going to make 1 more to Wemby. Wemby's going to hit the clutch 3 in the corner to give the Spurs a 1-point lead in this NBA Cup matchup as they're trying to get revenge on this. But Jayden's going to try to front Devin Booker, and it's not going to work. He's going to end up getting a bad foul, and now the Spurs are down 1 point with 20 seconds left. They're giving it to the best player on the team as Wemby goes with the ISO, and he cooks Nurkic again, showing that now Wemby is also one of the most dominant offensive forces in the nation, taking the game over to take the lead, but he's going to foul KD on the other side. He's going to go ahead and go up with the first free throw, and he's actually going to miss. That's not like KD, but he's going to make the second one to tie it up at 58 apiece. So with 6 seconds left. Wemby's going to take the last shot. He's isoing Nurkic again, and he's going to go with the spin. He's going to get open, but he's not going to make it. So to decide this NBA Cup matchup, we're actually headed to overtime. Both games have been good against the Suns, but let's see if the Spurs can come out on top this time. They want an easy bucket, so they're going to start off with the pick and roll, and Jayden's going to be able to find Vassell in the corner with the helping defender, and he's going to make the clutch three to give them the lead. The Suns will get a layup, but Wemby's able to find Jayden for another three to extend the lead to 4. Less than a minute left, and they're up 4. They get a mismatch, and Wemby's going to go ahead and get this easy layup on Devin Booker, which would actually be the icing on the cake, as the Spurs would come to Phoenix and go ahead and split the season series at 1-1 behind Jayden's impressive 33-11 and Wemby's 22-14. Both stars getting double doubles, as we'll go ahead and skip this Jazz game. If they can beat the Suns, obviously they'll get up with the Jazz, easily beating them by 20 as they head into their next cup game against the Thunder, currently the second team in the Western Conference. So far this is actually the most important game of the season. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the third quarter after Jayden starts us off, where it's 35-30. Spurs are taking care of business, and they're trying to further extend their lead, where Wemby sees Jalen Williams. That boy is too small, as he's able to get the easy layup, but J-Dub's gonna make up for it on the offensive end, hitting the nice fadeaway right there to only put the lead to 5 for the Spurs. Jayden's gonna try to post up, but he's gonna find Keldon Johnson off the double team. He's gonna make one more pass to Wemby in the corner. Wemby's gonna hit a nice corner 3 right there. As we jump to the fourth quarter, up 11, this offense is finally starting to find their groove, and Wemby's gonna find himself on an undersized Lou Dort, getting himself an easy drop step layup right there. With only a minute left though, J-Dub's gonna smack another mid-range, trying to keep the Thunder in the game, but Jayden's gonna go ahead and end it, going up on Shea and getting the nice and one. Go ahead and give the Spurs the win over the second seeded Thunder, behind 17 points from both the stars. Going early on this season, they'll be a threat as they go through the Suns and now the Thunder, so of course they're gonna beat the Pelicans. Jayden did not play too well this game though, but it wouldn't matter as we head to our next important game. The Spurs are sitting at 20-4, but they have a 19 Dallas Mavericks, who after the Thunder loss are now the second best team in the West. The Spurs are trying to keep that third spot as the third quarter comes to an end. Klay Thompson's gonna hit a 3, but Jayden's gonna get a steal, and Wemby's gonna hit a nice Euro step over the guard right here to only make the lead 2 points headed into the fourth quarter, where they will be down 4. 2:30 left to go, and Jayden has Kyrie on him. They're going to see the size mismatch, but Jayden's able to find Vassell wide open for 3, as he's been coming up clutch with those shots late down the stretch. They go with the pick and roll, and Jayden's going to go up with the Euro, but he's going to dish it to Wemby at the last second. They tried to help, but Wemby's going to make the extra pass to find Keldon Johnson wide open for 3, and that's going to be the dagger, as the Spurs have went through the Suns, the Thunder, and now the Mavericks. Now, why the Spurs would shake up their whole roster as the first team in the Western Conference, I have no idea, but hey man, I'm not the GM, I'm just the commentator. First round of the elimination part of the NBA Cup, and the Spurs would actually come into this game without Victor Wembanyama. He's out 3 to 4 months with a strained hip, so let's see how this team will play without their best player. Julius Randle's gonna smack this 3 right here though to give the Wolves the lead back, but Cam Thomas is gonna find Jayden on the pick and roll for the easy dunk. Down 3 points though, MPJ is gonna come down and do what they traded him for, hitting the contested 3 over the defender to decrease the lead, but then DiVincenzo's gonna go ahead and do the same. Wolves not giving the Spurs any room to breathe, as Randle's gonna smack yet another 3 in the first quarter. 2 threes for Randle in the first. That's how you know the Wolves are hooping, but Harden's gonna get his first bucket of this game, coming off the bench as he's trying to find his role, but something tells me he won't be coming off the bench for long. His production is absolutely insane, as he's gonna hit this Euro step right here, and James gonna say, hey buddy, I can do that too, but he actually can't. He's gonna miss, but he's gonna make up for it by getting the board and going up on DiVincenzo to make the lead 1, but Nasri's gonna come back down and making a tough lay. Jay's gonna come down on the fast break and take it coast to coast, but the Wolves are gonna get another bucket. Gobert's gonna go with the up and under, where he's gonna miss, but he's gonna get the board, and then of course Ant's gonna smack the wide open 3, doing everything they can to get the lead in this game. Cam Thomas gonna go up with a nice dunk to decrease the lead to 3, headed into half, where Jayden is absolutely carrying 16-9 in the first half, where we're gonna jump to the fourth quarter, and Terrence Mann is gonna make this layup to drop the lead down the home stretch, but then Ant's gonna come and baptize the nigga. He's gonna dunk right over MPJ and Cam Johnson to give them a 4-point lead, but then MPJ is gonna come down with the layup of his own. They desperately need a stop, but Rob Dillingham's not gonna give it to them, making the tough layup over Cam Johnson. James gonna come down and get a layup of his own, as they desperately need to stop down 2 points with 30 seconds left, but Ant would drive to the cup and get an Anthony Edwards foul. He'll split the free throws, and now the Spurs are down 3. 10 seconds left. Jaden's going up for 3, and he's gonna make it tie up the game with 9 seconds left. Clutch shot as Jayden is stepping up in the absence of Victor, forcing overtime, but Ant's gonna come in on the other side of overtime, coming off the screen to make a 3, and then coming down on the offensive end to make a tough layup over Jayden. The Spurs have been scoreless so far for about the past 2-3 minutes, and then Jayden Daniels gonna hit another 3. The Wolves are gonna escape this game with the victory, as the Spurs are gonna get eliminated from the in-season tournament, really missing Wembanyama, as they still forced overtime, and with him they probably would have won this game, but they can't dwell on it too much as they're in a nail biter, down 2 points with only 20 seconds left. Jayden's able to get a clutch stop. He's gonna find James Harden on the break, and he's gonna come down and get the and one dunk. He's also gonna make the free throw right here, so now the Spurs are up with 28 seconds left against another playoff team in the Nuggets. Their guard is gonna miss the shot right here, but Jokic is gonna get the rebound and the putbacks, so the Spurs are down 1 point with 9 seconds left. Who's gonna take the final shot as Wemby is still off of the floor? Harden and Jayden are gonna go with the pick and fade, and Harden's gonna find Cam Thomas wide open in the corner. He's gonna smack that 3 with 1.2 seconds left. Cam Thomas comes up with the clutch shot as the Nuggets only have 1 second left to tie. They're going to find Jamal Murray in the corner. He's going to go up with it. He's actually going to smack it in James Harden's face. Jamal Murray's going to hit a game winner on the Spurs to give them another loss without Victor Wembanyama, as they have lost 6 out of the last 10 without Wemby being on the floor. They've been playing solid basketball, but they just don't know how to finish games without their star player. In college, it was Jayden to finish the games, but here in the NBA, it's a little bit different in his rookie season, as he's really been trying to find his killer instinct. He's been averaging some solid numbers, but he's really trying to get back to his UNC days. But playing against the best team in the Eastern Conference, they finally have their dog back, as Wemby gets the first 6 points of this game, hitting that fadeaway over the defender. 6 apiece. Brunson is going to cross up Harden and then go ahead and hit a mid-range jumper right here to force the Spurs to call a timeout, where on the other side, they're going to find Brad wide open in the corner, and he's going to go ahead and hit a 3, where the Knicks will get a stop and another layup. So Jayden's going to come here on the floppy screen, trying to decrease the lead. He's going to do that, hitting a wide open 3, but then Briz is going to go ahead and smack one right back. It's starting to turn into a 3-point contest, though, as Wemby's going to hit a contested 3 right over Karl Anthony Towns. Then Brad's going to come off the screen and hit another 3. 4 threes in a row to go into half, as the Knicks are up 30-25 on the Spurs, trying to find the rhythm ever since they shook up the roster in the middle of the season, as Cam Thomas is able to hit the mid-range. Brunson's going to come down on the other side, though, and smack a 3 over Harden. Cam Thomas is going to answer right back, though, being wide open in the corner for 3, where they would get a layup and another stop, and then Cam Thomas will come down and get a mid-range jumper, getting the last 7 points for the Spurs to go ahead and type the game as this third quarter comes to a close. Jane's going to find Wemby for the easy layup, and the Spurs will get another stop, and Jane will get an easy dunk on the break, finally getting a solid lead on this game as they try to finish it here headed into the fourth quarter, where they're only up 1 point. Harden's going to find Wemby on the lob off of the pick and roll. Then McBride is going to come off the screen and hit his third 3 of this matchup. McBride has been absolutely cooking off of the bench for these Knicks as they're trying to close out this game. And speaking of bench play, I don't even know who this is, but he's going to go ahead and smack a 3 to go ahead and increase the lead to 5 for the Knicks. Jane's going to hit a tough layup, but then Brunson's going to come off the screen and hit it off dribble mid-range. 2 minutes left to go in the game. Jane's able to hit a 3 right here, and the Spurs are able to get a stop where they go with the pick and roll, and he's going to take Josh Hart straight to the cup, only putting them down by 2 points, where they get a stop, and Wemby's going to get fouled, but he's going to miss not only the first free throw, but Wemby's going to miss both, absolutely choking with only a minute left. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them, as the Knicks are going to get back to the free throw line, but they're going to split their free throws. Down 3 points, they go with the pick and fade right here. Cam Thomas is going to try to find Jayden, but Mikhail's going to read it. The Knicks are going to get the steal, and then they're going to try to take this one all the way. OG's going to try to feed Cap, but Wemby's going to get the clutch block. Now the Spurs are on the break. Jayden's dribbling down the court. He's able to find Michael Porter for 3, and he raises up and hits the 28-footer over the defender to go ahead and tie up the game at 50. He's going to come down, though, and hit a tough mid-range. So with only 21 seconds left, the Spurs are down and desperately need a bucket. They're going to go with the pick and roll, and Harden's going to go up with the tough Euro, but he's going to dish it to Wemby at the last second, coming up clutch with an amazing assist to go ahead and tie up the game at 54 apiece, as Wembanyama gets another clutch bucket to actually force overtime, where Jayden would get the first points right here, going up with the tough Euro over Mikal Bridges, and then the Knicks would foul Wemby, and this time he's not going to miss his free throws, hitting both right here to extend their lead to 4, and then Harden hitting a Euro after the Knicks bucket to keep it at that, and then Wembanyama is going to get this block on Jalen Brunson, where the Spurs will be on another break, and he's going to bring it down himself. He's going to post up and find Jayden wide open for the dagger. He's going to go ahead and smack another 3 late in this game to give the Spurs a clutch victory over one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, showing they're one of the best teams in the league headed into the playoffs, where Luka's going to get MVP, but Jayden's going to average a double-double, winning the Rookie of the Year. Wemby's going to get DPOY, and both of them are going to make the All-Defensive First Team as well as All-NBA First Team, headed into the first round of the playoff, where they secured the 1 seed and are going to have to face off against the 8-seeded Sacramento Kings, who fought from the play-in. Headed into the fourth quarter in Game 1, it's actually 49-49, as the Kings are putting up a tougher fight than expected. Wemby's able to get the Euro step right there, and you know down the stretch in the playoffs, it's Wembanyama time. He's going to go ahead and ISO on the big to hit a tough mid-range to give the Spurs a 4-point lead with only 40 seconds left, or with 10 to go, they're only down 2 points. They're trying to tie it up right here, and Wemby's going to get a defensive 3 seconds. That's going to give them a free point, and then they're going to come down, and Sabonis is going to get the back right here to give them the 1-point lead, as Wemby may have just lost them the game on that devastating defensive 3 seconds. They only have 0.6 left after giving up that free point. They're actually going to try to throw the lob, and Wemby's going to get it. He's going to dunk it down with only 0.2 seconds left, as the Spurs are going to escape Game 1 with a 1-point victory. Wemby coming in the clutch with 28 and 14 and all those shots down the stretch, where they would end up sweeping the Kings and move on to round 2 against the Mavericks, where they split the season series. So as Jayden hits this 3 to put them up 9, them securing that Game 1 is going to be big headed toward the rest of the series, where they're going to jump into Game 2 and actually be down 4 points. Wemby fouled out early, and you know how the Spurs struggle without their star player. They're going to try to come back and win this game with only a minute left, as Jayden able to hit that fadeaway to put them down 2, but then Clay was able to find his man on the cut, and then they're going to send Kyrie to the line, where you know he's going to make both of those. The Spurs are forced to call a timeout down 6, but they're not going to get any points or a stop, so they're going to end up losing this game. Jayden's going to hit a 3 late right here to only put them down 2, but they're going to run out of time as they have to foul, and Luka's going to make both of these free throws to make it a 2-1 series, as Luka went crazy with 33 and 11. Wemby only had 16 as he fouled out early in the third, only playing 19 minutes. And as we go to Game 5, where the Spurs are up 3-1, Wemby's actually going to foul out again, and the pattern's going to continue. Whenever Wemby's not on the court, the Spurs are going to struggle. They're down 5 points right here, but Jayden's able to find Cam Johnson to only make it a 3-point deficit. A minute 20 left. Luka's going to go ahead and take Branham all the way to the hole to increase their lead to 5 points with only a minute left in the game as Luka has another 30-point performance. Jayden's going to throw a detrimental turnover, and then the Mavs are going to take it coast to coast as Grayson Allen hits a nice layup right there. 56 seconds left. The Spurs need a basket right here, but Cam Johnson is going to seal the fate of this game 5. He's going to get an illegal screen, and then Jayden is going to miss this tough 3 right here to make the series 3-2 headed into game 6 where the Spurs are up 2 in another close game as the Mavericks just won't get put down. Luka's going to actually miss the free throw right here, so up 2 points. They're forced to foul, and Jayden is going to be clutch at the line, making his free throws. Luka's not dead yet, though, as he's able to hit a tough mid-range over Harden. They're forced to foul, though, and Harden's going to miss the first free throw and make the second, only making it a 3-point lead. But then Jayden's going to get a clutch inbound steal. They're forced to foul with only 6 seconds left, and you know Jayden's going to make both of these free throws. Icing the game for the Spurs. They're headed to the Western Conference Finals. Finally didn't foul out, and he goes for a crazy 3 points, showing that if he can stay out of foul trouble, the Spurs are a threat to go ahead and win this championship as they take game 1 in Minnesota with ease. But we go to game 3, and Minnesota will finally put up a fight, taking the lead here with this Anthony Edwards mid-range with only a minute and 30 seconds left. Wemby's going to have Nas read on him, so he's going to go ahead and take it to the cup. He tries to pass it out, but it's actually going to put them in the bonus where he's going to make both free throws to tie this game up at 97. Last minute of the game, you know where the ball is going. He's going to have a mismatch and get a wide open layup, but Ant's going to come down and force a foul to make both free throws. Harden's able to find Jayden where they try to help, but Jayden's going to kick it back to Harden, hitting a clutch 3 right here down the stretch to put them up 3 points, but then Ant's going to come down the court and make a tough layup to only make it 1. Harden's going to find Wemby on the break right here as the Spurs get a stop and they're forced to foul, and Wemby's going to hit both of these free throws. 3-0 lead on the series where they would absolutely smoke the Timberwolves in game 4 to go ahead and sweep them and head to the Western Conference Finals as Wemby gets the Western Conference Finals MVP, emerging as one of the most dominant forces in the league, being 7-4 and averaging over 30 points for the series, closing it out with a 31-19 with Harden getting an impressive 27 himself. Into game 1 of the finals where the Spurs have LaMelo and the Hornets and actually going to be down 2 points. Wemby's going to go ahead and hit the clutch layup right here to tie it up at 109 apiece, which is actually going to send them into overtime in game 1 where it will be a tough battle throughout the period and the Hornets would have the ball last, but they're unable to hit this jump shot over Jayden as he plays good defense to secure the game 1 victory for San Antonio, as the league just has no answers for Wemby, going for 37 and 15, as well as the rest of the starters putting up solid production to take a 2-0 lead on the series where the Hornets would actually go ahead and take game 3 in a close one, but the Spurs would actually come back and win game 3 and then absolutely blow them out in game 4, securing themselves a championship in only Wembanyama's 3rd season and Jayden's 1st, making the All-NBA first team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Star game as a rookie, as well as being Wembanyama's Robin to go ahead and secure himself a Finals MVP, and also getting James Harden a ring as he would go ahead and get that and retire, making the Hall of Fame and getting his jersey retired, where Greg Popovich would actually not want to return to this team and the Spurs are going to have to sign JJ Redick. So heading into Jayden's sophomore season, the question will be, with the new point guard and a new head coach, will the Spurs be able to go back to back?